Whenever this hitman checks into a hotel, he places a drinking glass on the door handle, with a serving tray lid positioned directly below. If anyone tries to break in, the glass will crash onto the lid, creating enough warning for the assassin to react instantly. Every phone is destroyed immediately after a single call, no matter how expensive, and kicked into a storm drain to avoid being tracked. At night, he sets his alarm to go off every 30 minutes to prevent being assassinated in his sleep. Carl is a top-tier hitman, and today his target is a billionaire. But then something unexpected happens. A curvaceous woman suddenly blocks his line of sight, preventing him from taking a clean shot. Carl immediately checks his pulse, which is at a perfect 65 beats per minute. He knows waiting any longer is too risky, and for a precision shot, this is the ideal moment. Fortunately, the billionaire reappears in his scope. Carl pulls the trigger decisively, but the bullet strikes the woman instead. When he tries to fire again, the bodyguards have already drawn the curtains and the target is lost. Carl quickly gathers all his equipment, making sure to collect the spent shell casings. He rushes downstairs, jumps on a waiting electric scooter, and vanishes from the scene before the police arrive. He tosses all his gear into a garbage truck, slips into an alley to avoid patrol cars, and throws his helmet into a river. In a convenience store bathroom, he thoroughly washes up, changes clothes, and sprays on cologne to mask the smell of gunpowder. Carl then hails a taxi to the airport. Before entering security, he dumps his last handgun in a trash can, but he's still worried that police dogs might detect the gunpowder residue on him. He immediately turns away from the security line, heads to a restroom, and washes his hands 10 times, even discarding his watch while cleaning the sink. He then purchases a new ticket using fake ID and finally makes it through security. Carl calls his client to report that the assassination failed. The client is furious at first, but then tells the hitman not to worry, he'll handle it. The call ends abruptly. Carl immediately removes the SIM card from his phone, smashes the phone, and throws it away. Still, Carl remains on high alert until he leaves the country. Just then, Carl notices a suspicious guy who keeps staring at him. Carl immediately gets off the plane. When he's processing a connecting flight at the gate, the same guy shows up again. Carl cautiously cancels his flight and decides to spend the night at an airport hotel. The next day, he leaves his room, boards a plane, and arrives safely at his destination. Carl immediately gets into his truck and heads to an absolutely secure hideout. Along the way, he changes routes multiple times to ensure no one is following him until he finally reaches a villa. Just as he's about to scan his fingerprint to enter, Carl spots footprints on the ground and instantly realizes something's wrong. He immediately grabs the gun from his truck and quietly slips into the villa.